Welcome to Hot Book Girl Summer. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and we are about to start a new series together. I've picked 5 of my favorite booktubers. I've gone through all their 5-star videos, their Goodreads, etc. to find their favorite books of all time so that I can read them and one, finally achieve Hot Book Girl Summer status, and to see whose reading taste is most similar to mine, and of course to potentially find some new favorite books. So let's look at our roster. As y'all can see, Steph's is the only row that is completely filled out, which means we are starting with our girl Steph. I revealed one of everyone else's books. The other ones will remain a surprise. If you want to try and guess, please do. But let me just tell y'all, it's a good lineup. It is a good lineup and I am so excited. This first part of our series, I'm going to be reading Archer's Voice, Birthday Girl, and Normal People. I just want to preface before we start, I know this is a given, but reading is subjective. So if I end up not liking any of these people's books, that is okay. Hopefully I will love them. But if I don't, that is a-okay because everyone is entitled to their opinion and it's not gonna stop me from watching their channels because they're amazing. Let's start our first book. I am going to be listening to the audio version of Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Let's go to me right now. I started the audiobook for Archer's Voice and I didn't know a single thing going into it, and chapter 1 was heavy. It was literally so heavy, and now I'm a little fearful. I'm a little fearful for what could be coming my way. Maybe if you're wanting to read this book, don't be like me. Don't be like me and just go in blind. Maybe look at the synopsis, but we're gonna keep going because I'm intrigued. And this is not what I thought it was going to be. I really thought that this was something completely different, so I'm actually a little excited. I'm feeling safe haven vibes. I don't know if that's how it's gonna go, but I'm getting safe haven vibes, and I love safe haven, one of my favorite things ever. Also the audiobook, 2 narrators. We have 2 different narrators and I'm eating it up. We'll see how fast I can get while I'm doing some chores. I'm currently 9 chapters into Archer's Voice right now and I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. Like really badly, like legitimately I'm doing the dishes and picking up things and I'm just having to stop to be like, is that gonna improve? Is that gonna be how the whole book is gonna go? Like, I thought I'd be safe in the chapters that are talking about his past. But no, chapter 9 is giving me embarrassment as well, so we're gonna hope that doesn't keep continuing on because I don't know how much of that I can take. Yeah. Here's your spoiler-free synopsis because I've been slacking and I haven't told you a single dang thing about this book. So in Archer's Voice, we are obviously following Archer Hale, and the story starts off with him as a kid. We see that he has a very rough home life and something very, very traumatic ends up happening to him and he loses his voice. Since he loses his voice, everyone in town kind of just assumes that he wants nothing to do with them, so he's a recluse at this point. Nobody wants to spend time with Archer, see how he's doing. He is the one that everyone's like, steer clear of. Now let's pan to present day. We have Bree. Bree has just moved to this small town. She hears everyone talking about Archer. She lives close to him. She ends up going on his property and she learns that while he can't speak, he can sign. So he knows how to use sign language, which Bree also knows because her father only communicated through sign language. Truly, Bree is the only one not just capable of talking to Archer, but wanting to talk to him. And so they form an unlikely friendship. Other things are going on in the town that I'm not gonna discuss on. You're gonna need to read and find out because I'm hooked and invested and present. I'm really enjoying this one. And it's giving trauma. So please look up your trigger warnings so that you know exactly what you're going into because it's heavier than I thought it was gonna be and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cry before the end of this vlog.
Much later.
If I'm being so for real with y'all, it has been days since I've listened to the Archer's Voice audiobook. Days. And so we have our headphones on and we are just gonna sit here until it is over and until it is done. Otherwise, I'm never gonna finish it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see if I'm gonna cry or not. Take your bets now, place your bets, and we're gonna get her done. I think I have about an hour and a half left, so it really should not take too long because I listened to it on double speed anywho. Before I continue on, I'm currently at like a 4-star rating, which isn't bad at all, but I feel like everyone who's read this book is at like a 5-star, 6-star, like this is the best book of all time. And I really haven't gotten that vibe yet, and I think it's because I chose the audiobook. I think that's why. I think it's on me, but it's not my favorite thing ever. And I keep reading it and I keep thinking like if I would have read this in like 2015, 2016, maybe even 2017, I think this would have been a 5-star for me. But I think with my reading taste now and what I gravitate towards now, I don't think it's going to end up being a 5-star, which is a little sad, but I can't discount the last hour and a half. Who the heck knows what's going to happen? It literally blow my mind, wreck my heart, and put it back together. Who am I to say? So let's sit here, let's finish it up, and I will let y'all know what I think. I think we're gonna give it a 4.25. Like, it was a little better than a 4-star in my opinion, but I did not get that 5-star feeling in this book, which is making me so sad. It almost feels like their ages aren't what they are, which I understand that for Archer's character. I really, really do. But like, if you were to tell me this were a YA novel, I think I would very much believe you, other than, you know, certain scenes that should never be in a YA novel, you know? But there's just something about the writing style that's not my favorite thing in the world. And again, 4.25 stars is not bad at all. It just wasn't a 5-star for me personally. And I'm just hoping that somewhere in this video, I end up with a 5-star. I think we can do it. In Steph we trust, in Steph we trust. Also, if y'all have read any of the books that I am reading in this vlog, let me know down below what your ratings were, because I'm so curious. I just want to know everyone's, whether you loved them, whether you hated them, whether you're like, meh, they were okay. Let me know all your thoughts. Let's move on. Let's go to the next book. I started Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, and I'm gonna be so for real with y'all. I don't know how I feel yet. The first like 15 to 20 pages, I've just been getting secondhand embarrassment and also confusion. So I'm not sure, and I'm a little terrified. But we're gonna keep going. It's gonna be a trust the process. Maybe it just takes a little bit to get into. Also, it's a gorgeous night out right now, so I just feel like it's a good time just to sit down, unwind, and read. Hoping for the best. Okay, I'm currently 4 chapters into Birthday Girl, and I already don't think I like it, which is kind of scaring me a little bit. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment so badly, and also, is this a cheating storyline? By the time that you answer me, I'll already know, but like, I'm getting cheating vibes between girlfriend and boyfriend's dad? Should I have read the synopsis before I went into this? Probably. I don't want to be too rough on it right from the get-go, because again, it could grow. I'm only 4 chapters in, but currently I'm a little nervy. And I feel like this is gonna be a trust the process type of book. I also just feel like they're alluding to the fact that our main girl is an old soul and she's not like other girls her age, and that's why a person would be a better match for her. But I kind of just wish that it wasn't her current boyfriend's dad. I think I would like it better if it was like an ex-boyfriend instead of a current one, because I don't know, the cheating trope's not for me, and I hope that that's not in here. I hope. But we'll see. It's kind of noisy out here. Someone's mowing their lawn, so I guess I'll talk to you later. My attention span is literally like, nope, with this book. It's not there. And I am 76 pages in, and I just need to pick up. And I'm worried. I'm worried that this one's not going to be something that I love. Oh, that's the worst feeling. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed, trust the process, trust Steph. Okay, I am on page 376 of like 430, and I really don't like this book. I really don't. I don't know if it's Penelope Douglas's writing style or what, but it hasn't really worked for me. I do wish our main character, because our main girl is 19 in this age gap romance, I kind of wish she was a little older, like maybe like 24, 25, has been out in the real world a little longer than she has, but I mean, I can't change the book. I knew the premise before I even went into it, so that's kind of on me. I keep counting how many pages I have left in every single chapter I'm reading because I'm like, I want this book to be kind of over with. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but again, this one is pretty taboo. I knew going into it that I was either gonna love it or it wasn't gonna be for me. 50-ish pages left. We're gonna see what happens. I'm still gonna finish it. I do own Punk 57 by them, so I definitely want to try that one out to see if it is Penelope Douglas's writing style or if it was just this book. Like, this could have been the wrong one for me to start with from them. You know, if you read this one before, let me know what you ended up thinking of this book. See if the end bumps up my rating a little bit or not. Dishwasher's currently running, so if you're hearing a weird noise and you're like, what is that? That's what that is. But you know what? We don't have time to wait on it to finish because I finished Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I'm giving this 2 stars. Solid 2-star rating. The last like 20%, maybe 15%, I liked the pacing of that. But it took me that long to enjoy the pacing of the book. But this one was not it. But also, like, feel like I was kind of taking a risk by adding this one to this TBR anyway, because I knew it was gonna be a 50-50 chance on whether I loved it or not. That's okay, we're gonna keep on reading. And we're gonna take another gamble on this video and try out Normal People by Sally Rooney. Again, I'm either gonna love this book or I'm not gonna like it one bit, but I feel like there's potential for me to really enjoy this. I love a good piece of literary fiction. So like, I might eat this up. And in true STEPH fashion, we're going to annotate as we go. So I'm excited. I'm really hoping that I'll end up loving this one. Also the cover, literally stunning. I kind of wish I had the one with sardines on the front, but what can you do? Maybe if I absolutely adore this, we'll have to get multiple editions. Also, this one's really short. I think this one's like under 250 pages, so that's a win. Maybe we can finish up today. We'll have to see. But those are the vibes. Let's get started. Fingers crossed this is better than the last one for me. Okay, not gonna lie, low-key a jump scare because I completely forgot that there are no quotation marks in this book. That's gonna be a little bit of adjustment. I don't know if it'll actually bother me or not, but it was a little jarring turning to page 1 and having dialogue with no quotation marks. At first I thought they were thinking that in their heads and they're really not. That is what they're speaking. We will adjust, but just know that if you're gonna read this book, just be aware of that. Let's keep going. Y'all, this is what I needed after Birthday Girl. This is what I needed after that book. I am literally 97 pages into this thing. I already have tapped it. In a plot twist type of way, I am loving it so much. I like literally can't stop and I'm so obsessed. This one is so character driven. So if you don't like books that really don't have a plot to them, but are just characters, I don't think that this is for you, but I am eating it up and I love it and I literally cannot stop tabbing and highlighting. And somehow our main boy Connell's mom is my favorite character. I literally think I've highlighted everything that she said. I love her so much. And honestly, it's kind of already hurt me. Like, if I'm being so for real with y'all, it has already hurt me. And so I'm a little scared moving forward since we are literally only, what did I say, on page 97? So I feel like if it's already hurt me in the very beginning, what the heck is the middle and the end gonna do to me, you know? But this is what I needed. Truly, wholeheartedly. I don't want to jinx it, I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm getting a good feeling about this one. For an update. I tried to give you all one outside because I read outside this morning for honestly quite a bit of time, but it is humid as all get out if you can't tell by my hair how it is expanding, and so the footage is just fog. I'll insert it here so y'all can see what we're working with, but like it's just fog. And so that was a no-go, but y'all, obsessed. What page am I on? I'm on page 191, tabbing up a storm as I was yesterday, and like genuinely obsessed, and it's blowing my mind that I care so much about this story when like nothing's happening. I just like, the writing style is so good and it hurts, but like there's no plot moving it forward. Like, I'm not like, oh, like this is the climax of the story, this is when everything is going to like hit the wall, it's going to go insane. No, it's just slow. You're getting a peek into their lives, what they're dealing with, and it's just real and raw, and I love it. Oh, I love it. I understand why people don't like it. I get that. But I love it. If you know anything about this book, I know you know this line. I know you do. And I've heard it before I even read this book, but it just hit more while I was reading it. I'm not a religious person, but I do sometimes think God made you for me. I've literally heard that before, but it hit different. It hit different while I was reading this thing, and I fear this is about to be my new obsession. I really do fear that. Also, maybe I need to read literary fiction more often. Maybe that's something I need to do because I'm just having the best time, and half of me kind of wants to start watching the show while I'm reading it because I'm pretty sure like each episode corresponds with like a part in this book, and I've heard it's one of the best book to TV show / movie adaptations. So I kind of want to watch the first few because I'm definitely almost towards the end, so I feel like if I just don't watch the last few episodes, or at least I pause it and then go back into the book and then go back, I could do that. I don't know. But this video has taken such a turn. We have had the wildest of rides because I just finished a book that I did not like. Birthday Girl was not it for me. And here we are with another favorite book by Steph that I'm just inhaling, soaking in, loving, obsessed with, new personality. Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. But it's so good. Anywho, we're currently in my room. I have y'all propped up on this little laptop desk situation. I have all my annotating tools with me because y'all know I'm gonna have to annotate and highlight, and it's so good. I also have an Alani Nu for energy, for motivation, to make sure that I don't fall asleep when I'm in bed, because sometimes when I'm in bed it is a dangerous place because I'm just gonna fall asleep. I'm just gonna fall asleep. So this is to ensure that we stay awake and that we finish. I think that we'll maybe finish this within the hour. There's no stopping me now. Oh my god. This is such a win, and this is what I needed from this video concept. This is what I needed. Shout out to Annie, whose Spotify playlist I randomly came across that is literally labeled Reading Normal People for the First Time. You're iconic, you're a queen, and I appreciate you immensely because this is everything, and it just sets the mood, So shout out. I might link that down below if y'all are wanting to read this book because this playlist is so good. She killed it. Y'all, I just finished, and I'm not okay. What do you mean that's how this ends? Excuse me? I genuinely, excuse me, that's how this ends? There's not more? There's not like one more chapter, an epilogue, anything? Back to what I said earlier, this book just felt so real, even down to the last sentence, even though I wish we had an epilogue. That's not how life flippin' ends. Like, this is everything. I'm gonna need to read more by her. What else is good? Someone tell me. Should I read Conversation with Friends? I also own Beautiful World, Where Are You? I think that's the name of it. I own that too. But shout out to Steph, and Steph we trust. I was a little nervy going into this one because Birthday Girl wasn't my fave, and I liked Archer's voice. It just wasn't a 5 out of 5 for me. I think Archer's voice was because I listened to it on audio. I think I'm the reason that it wasn't a 5 out of 5. Should have done it physically. This, honestly, I could see being one of my favorite books of the year. Like, wholeheartedly, I think this could be in like my top 5 for the whole year. In the most non-dramatic way, I don't know if I'm gonna be the same after reading this one because so many lines are just rent-free up here, and I just like don't know how to even process. I'm about to watch the TV show. If anyone's wondering what I'm about to do with the rest of my day, I'm about to sit in bed and watch the TV show. I'm not ready to say goodbye to these people, to these characters. I'm about to buy multiple editions of this book as well, just so everyone's aware. I'm finding the sardine cover to this book. I'm getting that sardine cover. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna tell each and every one of y'all right now before we go to my little wrap up. You might not like this book. It really is gonna be 50-50 because it's so character driven and it feels like it should be slow, but it really just flies by. And if you are someone that needs action or plot or even just like reasoning to your stories, this might not be for you. But if you are someone that really just wants a glimpse into these characters' lives and getting to know them, seeing like into their soul and how they are feeling and things that they are going through, which happens in the real world, this is for you. What a win. I just like, this is everything I wanted from this video concept. I genuinely just found a brand new favorite book of all time. I don't have anything else to say. Let's go to the wrap up. My brain is fried. Emotionally stunted. Well, it's been a few days. I have processed all of my thoughts, all of my ratings. Here we go. Started the week off with Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I'm officially giving this one 4.25 stars. I really enjoyed this one. I just don't know why I decided to do the audiobook. I really don't. I kind of feel like if I would have read it physically, it could have been a higher rating just because certain scenes that the audiobook narrators were reading were a little cringy. They made me cringe, and I don't think it would have been as bad if I physically read it. And so that took me out of the story, just like a little bit. Nonetheless, had a really good time with that one, and I think I will eventually reread it sometime in my life. Don't know when. Definitely not in the near future, but sometime. After that, we read Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. This one I'm giving a 2-star rating to. I'm intrigued to read more from Penelope Douglas to officially see is their writing style or if it is essentially just the premise of Birthday Girl that wasn't my favorite thing. Something about it just missed the mark. But I will say the reason it's in the 2-star range, not the 1-star range, is the last like 15 to 20%. Pretty solid. Pretty solid, and that's when I started to enjoy the story, which is a little sad that it took me that long to enjoy it, but at least I enjoyed some of it, you know? And then finally, ladies and gents, I read Normal People by Sally Rooney. I'm giving this all the stars in the world, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 5, whatever you want to say, because this was amazing, immaculate, and my new personality. Truly, my new personality. And I have officially watched the TV show. One of the best book adaptations I have ever seen. It was so good. I am so thankful that we found a 5-star in this video. I am after with this video series. I am wanting to find new all-time favorite books, and that's what I did. A huge thank you to Steph for recommending Normal People because this was everything. I loved it so much, and I cannot wait to read more from Sally Rooney. Let's go back to our roster for a second and look at the stats. I averaged all my star ratings for these books together, and Steph ended up with a 3.75 star rating, which honestly is not too shabby, and I am really happy with this. Up next, we have Destiny. Let me tell y'all, she's given variety and things that I would never pick up on my own. And so who knows what the heck is gonna happen. And I'm excited for what's in store with us. If y'all enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button. And if you want to see more content from me, make sure that you're subscribed. See y'all next time. Love y'all.